Hello everyone, in today's video we will study the events of the sexual reproduction. So the events of sexual reproduction are pre-fertilization event, fertilization event, post-fertilization event. Sexual reproduction, again I just want to convey that it is the highly advanced type of reproduction. So it will be a little bit more complex than the asexual reproduction and the vegetative propagation which we have explained in the plants. So we are starting off with the first event, that is pre-fertilization event. Pre always means prior. Fertilization is the process in which gametes are fused, right? So we can define pre-fertilization event as the one wherein gametes will be formed first and then only fertilization will occur. So we will talk about the formation of gametes here. So the formation of gametes is known as gametogenesis. Genesis always means synthesis and gameto means gamete. So synthesis of gametes will happen in the pre-fertilization event. Here we will be talking about plants and we will be talking about animals also. In plants, whenever gametes are formed, because there are two types of gametes, one the male gamete and another the female gamete. So there will be two types of gametogenesis. One will be known as Microsporogenesis, that will form the microspores, and microspores you know because they are small in size, that is why we are calling them microspores. They are also known as pollen grains, and these pollen grains they act as the male gamete. Now male gametes are formed. The other type of gametogenesis that happens in the plant is Megasporogenesis, and this will lead to the formation of the megaspore. We will discuss in detail about it. This is a female cell and this cell develops further to develop the female gamete. I mean, the essentiality is first my megaspore should form and then the female gamete or an egg will form into it. Now herein we will talk about human beings. In human beings, gametogenesis also occurs, and this basically happens in the puberty or the third phase of human life. Puberty comes after infancy and childhood. Because in sexual reproduction we always talk about two gametes. So again here there will be male gamete and another will be female gamete. Male gamete will be formed by the process of spermatogenesis, which is leading to the formation of sperm, and female gamete they are formed by the process of oogenesis. So spermato means sperm, genesis means synthesis, oo means ovum, genesis means synthesis. So always learn the meaning with the term only. It will be easy for you to retain for a longer period of time. So in human beings also gametogenesis happens because gametes are required for fertilization process. If there would be no gametes, there would be no fertilization. Now once gametes are formed in plants, we need to know various terms because questions may come on these terms also in the board examination. Now if the gametes are similar in look to each other, means if male and female gametes are in similar look, then we will use the term homogametes. Otherwise, if they are dissimilar to each other, they are having different look as we talk about human beings, In human beings, sperm is flagellated, motile, but ovum is non-flagellated gamete. So hetero means dissimilar. So whenever gametes are going to be dissimilar, we will use the term heterogametes. Now once gametes are formed in the plant, basing upon their sexuality, plant can either be monoecious, dioecious, hermaphrodite. Dioecious plants are also known as unisexual. Hermaphrodite plants are also known as bisexual. Now, here in the first image which is drawn here, please look into it very carefully. This is the sign to show the male flower, and this is the sign which is beneath it. It is used to show the female flower. So herein you can see that this flower is female, this is also female, and the other two flowers on the left side, they are males, right? So you can see plant is only one, but there are flowers, some are staminate and some are pistillate. So monoecious plants are those plants in which unisexual flowers are there on one plant. This difference between all these three terms should be very clearer to you, because questions come in the board regarding it. In dioecious, you can see very well that we have taken two plants. One plant is 100% staminate because it contains only the male gamete. So if only male gamete is there, then flowers, they are known as staminate. And if only female part is there, as we have taken plant 2 that only contains female flowers, so this is pistillate. So pistillate flowers are born on one plant and staminate flowers, they are born on another plant. So we can say that plant 1 is unisexual, it is containing only staminate flowers, and plant 2 is also unisexual, it contains pistillate flowers. Here in monoecious, staminate and pistillate, they were present on one plant. Here staminate condition is present on one plant, pistillate is present on another. Because means sexuality is divided, that's why we have used the term dioecious. Dioecious means unisexual. Uni means single gamete will be there. Now in contrast to monoecious and dioecious, hermaphrodite flowers are the ones which are complete. See, male symbol has also been shown and female symbol has also been shown. Means each flower is complete in its own because it contains male gamete and female gamete both. So hermaphrodite means both the sexes will be there, both the gametes will be there in one flower, and such type of flowers are also known as bisexual. Now we have seen that gametes are formed. So this was in the pre-fertilization event. First step of pre-fertilization event was gametogenesis, means the gamete should be there. The another step that happens just after the gamete formation is that gamete transfer should also happen. Means once the gametes are formed, they should go the place where fertilization has to occur. Now let me give a familiar example to you so that things become clearer. In human beings, sperms, which are the male gametes, they are motile. Motile means they are able to move. Why they are able to move? Because they contain flagella. But female gamete, if you talk about female gamete in the case of human being, it is ovum and it is non-motile, means it is not movable. So what happens? Sperms reach the female genital tract and then fertilization happens in the fallopian tube, right? So sperms are going because they have flagella, right? But if we talk about plants, in plants also male gametes are transferred. And this process of transferring of the male gamete to the female part, it is known as pollination. So if the flower is bisexual, that means staminate and pistillate, both the conditions are there in one flower. That means there is a higher probability that pollen grains produced by the anthers, they will come on the surface of stigma of the same flower. So here what happens in the case of hermaphrodite flowers or bisexual flowers, there is a higher probability of self-pollination. Self means with its own. However, if some plants have staminate flowers and another plant has pistillate flowers, so in the case of unisexual flowers, one gamete, that is generally the male gamete or the pollen grains, will come onto the surface of stigma of another flower on another plant. So this is known as cross pollination. We will be studying these terms in detail once again when we will come to chapter number 2. So we have seen in pre-fertilization event that first gamete should be formed and then gamete transfer has to happen. Now both the things are ready. There is one extra thing which you must know, that gametes which are formed in step number 1 of pre-fertilization event, gametes, they are always haploid. Haploid means half number of chromosomes will be present in them. This is very, very important. Suppose I say this is one cell which has to form the gamete. So this cell will be known as meiocyte. Now this meiocyte will undergo meiosis. This meiosis is a type of cell division which occurs at the time of gamete formation. Means gametogenesis is accompanied by the meiosis process. In this process, meiocyte will divide, and from one meiocyte, how many cells they are going to form? 4 cells. Suppose in this meiocyte, 46 chromosomes were present. Now, first of all the cells which are formed by meiosis, they will be known as gametes. And all these 4 gametes, each of them will contain 23 chromosomes. Now you can see that this was the mother cell which divided to form the gametes. Mother cell had double the number of chromosomes, that is why we say it as diploid or 2n. And gametes, they always have half the number of chromosomes in comparison to the mother cell or the meiocyte. So in exams, sometimes questions are asked. Suppose a meiocyte is given and that meiocyte has 46 chromosomes. They will ask you what will be the chromosome number in their gametes. So you have to calculate it, and it is very simple. You will take chromosome number at the top and you will divide this value by 2. Because in gametes you have just seen that the chromosome number is half to that of meiocyte. So answer will become 23 chromosomes. They can also give you another case, that suppose in some gametes 10 chromosomes are present. What would be the chromosome number in their meiocyte? So answer is very easy again. You have to take this 10 value and you have to multiply it by 2 and the answer will become 20 chromosomes. Why we have done so? Because meiocyte has double the number of chromosomes in comparison to gametes. So we just have to take in the value and we have to multiply it. Thank you.